What is going on out there, peeps? Ooh, boy, howdy. Yep, I know. I see it. There is a lot of talk about what's going on over there in Iraq in the exchange. First of all, check out these racks. Yeah. Don't they look lovely? All right, we're going to talk about the Iraqi Dinar exchange rate and what we're seeing in the news and what it means. There is a lot of questions, a lot of speculation. As always, everybody has their own opinion, and that's what it is. You guys got to keep that in mind. No matter what anybody says, it's all speculation. Okay? But we are going to get into some things that you should take in consideration when you're thinking about what's going on with the Iraqi dinar. All right, first and foremost, for those of you thinking about buying precious metals, give a consideration to our friends over there at Money Metals Exchange. The link is in the description. For you first-time buyers, if you spend more than $100, use promo code Pimpy, P-I-M-P-Y, and it will give you a free half ounce of silver. Return buyers from now until the end of the month. If you spend more than $200, use promo code PEEPS. And just a way of saying thank you, they will give you $10 back. All right? You guys know already I'm over here on Twitter. I do have a lot of fun over here on Twitter. I can't help it. It's been a lot of fun since I've been over here. I'm still kind of fairly new to it, but I'm getting hip on everything over here. You can come join me there. I still have my Facebook group, which is Pimpy Investment Chat. It's been with me since the beginning of the YouTube channel. I did lose my other channel, or my other group, but that's okay. I do like this one a lot as well. Of course, it's my group. But come on over here, and you could, look at this, all over. It is all over the news about the rate. Okay, so we're going to be talking about that. But you can come join me in Facebook. It's free to do so. It's Pimpy's Investment Chat. We do have a lot of conversations in here. There's a lot of chats. There's a lot of people with a lot of information. So feel free to come over and ask questions. All right, for the most part, most people know what they're talking about. You guys know that I have the Hidden Things in Front of Your Eyes. It's my other YouTube channel. It is growing kind of quickly, which is good. I posted another video today in there. These are the types of videos that I cannot post on my normal channel because what happens is they punish me on both. So I try to separate depending on what's going on with the subject matter. I will post these types of videos over there, including the Sarah Jacera on this channel, but depending on what it is I'm talking about. And in this one, conspiracy, it's big because I'm talking about Russia and China and the rigged election. Okay, so yeah, it definitely needs to be over on this channel here. The link for this YouTube channel is in the description. Come join me over there. I've jumped up pretty big in subscriptions, and I appreciate that. All right, so let's get into what's going on over here in Iraq. There's been the same topics have been in the news now for quite a few weeks. What is that? The agreement between Erbil and Baghdad. That needs to get hammered out. We already know this. It's holding up the 2021 budget. But look where we are. We're on the 18th of December. This year is almost over. New Year's is in 13 days. According to the Constitution of Iraq, technically they're supposed to submit the budget to Parliament. There's supposed to be 3 readings that take place over 90 days. That's what it's supposed to happen. But anyways, look, they're supposed to be on holidays, but Parliament will extend its legislation term with the arrival of the budget next week. Now again, how are they going to do this without this agreement knocked out? So we got to make sure that the agreement is secure. So anyways, some of the things that I want to point out, because I think it's very interesting in case you have not heard about this, right down here, it tells you what the new exchange rate is going to be according to so-called leaked documents. It is noteworthy that the media and social networking sites reported yesterday a draft of the physical budget version of 2021, which included affixing the exchange rate of the dollar against the dinar to 1,450. Now, for those of you who don't know what that means, I'll tell you. Right now, you could buy 1,190 dinars for $1. What that means is now you could buy 1,450 dinars for $1. That's not good. It's going in the wrong direction. We need this number to shrink, is what it is. Okay? Now, again, I like how they said this. Sources leaked. This is a draft. This is what they tell you. This is what they're full of crap about. I've said this before and I'm going to say it again. The media, the Iraqi government, have no say-so in what the rate's going to be. That's the Central Bank of Iraq. So the finance minister, along with the Central Bank of Iraq, determine what the exchange rate is going to be. You got to understand, there's supposed to be a separation of power. I've heard the Iraq government cry and cry again about wanting that 322 rate that they used to have reinstated. And the CBI say, nah, not going to happen. So what we see right here is supposedly a leak draft where it says that the fixed rate is going to devalue the currency. We're going to be getting 1,400 dinars for every $1. And that's not good. It's going in the wrong direction. Now, also want to point something out to you. It says, and the deficit is more than 58 trillion dinars. And the estimated revenue from exporting crude oil were calculated based on $42 per barrel. The rate of exporting 3,250,000 barrels per day are coming from Kurdistan. So if the budget is calculating oil at $42 per barrel, what happens if it's higher? Then you get that so-called unexpected flow of revenue comes in. Ooh, yeah, I already told you. We already know it's higher than $42. Think about where we are around the world. You're going to thank God that Trump's in there for a second term because he's going to expose what's going on with the Rona. Once the people around the world, and they're already stepping up right now, and they're protesting in large numbers. People are tired of this. Anything that has a 99.6% survival rate, there's no reason for a lockdown. Nonetheless, once people get out and about again, they start really doing business, and businesses are open, and people are transporting, and items are getting delivered, and planes are flying, and cars are driving, because people are free to do so, the demand for oil is going to shoot up. So even if this were true, which I doubt it, but let's just say that this so-called leaked draft shows you a rate of 1,450 dinars for every $1, it would not be long. So don't be shocked if maybe they come out with a low one. That's okay. Don't be naive. Don't start dumping your dinars. Just go, okay, I see your game. Let them play it out, because then all of a sudden it'll start rising up in increments throughout 2021. Okay? So, yeah, you guys, I see this. Look at this. It's all speculation, even here. For its part, the Ministry of Finance did not deny the formula of the leaked budget, but they didn't confirm it neither. You notice that? Which further raised speculation about the validity and expressed in statement its resentment and deep regret for the unauthorized publication of the draft budget. Now, nothing's done by accident, so I want you to think about this. A lower value dinar helps when you're exporting and competing with other countries. The problem is Iraq doesn't have anything to really compete with export-wise. They're starting almost from scratch. They have to rebuild their country. So they need a stronger dinar so they can import the goods. They need purchasing power. A lower dinar rate would affect the poor. It would affect those in disability. It's just in my mind, and again, I'm not an expert, but in my mind, I don't understand why they would do that. It doesn't make sense to me. Even for the purpose of the debt, it makes no sense. Okay? But again, we never know. Now, we did talk about this before. Kuwait did pull this stunt on people. And then they said something about, along the lines of, they're not going to change their rate for years. And then something like 3 days later, they went ahead and restated it at a much higher rate. And everybody lost their crap. You know what I mean? Okay. So it's saying 1,450 dinars for every $1. Now here's the thing about that. I like how I say, well, this is a leaked document, because technically you can't leak this information. That violates a ton of laws. Now let's say hypothetically, if it was higher, let's say if they're like, well, we're going to change it and we're going to do, $1.17 for every dinar. Well, then what do you think would happen right now? People would flood the market and they would try to buy every damn dinar that's out there, because that rate came out and people are anticipating what's going to happen and they know. So it's funny how a leaked document comes out in the wrong direction. Do you see what I'm saying? Again, it's just speculation. We're going to keep an eye on that. What is this? I believe oil prices crossed the $52 barrier. And this is during the time we're dealing with the Rona. So the fact that oil is now at $52 a barrel and we're still dealing with the Rona, what the hell do you think is going to happen once the economy start opening up? See, the one thing the news is not covering here in the United States is all the protests that's happening worldwide. My brother's over there in Spain and Italy. Let's see, the UK, Australia, Germany, all these people, and Canada, congrats. A little bit of people here in the United States. There are some huge protests going on. These people are tired of the mask and they're starting to demand that these people open up the economy. So what's happening is everything is slipping through the fingers of this great reset, because they're counting on a Rona to keep the economies crushed so people would accept this New World Order agenda. Another thing that somebody brought up, our countries keep telling us about the number of people who have died from the Rona, but there's no way to prove it. How do we know that this is the true number of people that have died from the Rona? There's no way to know that. That's just the media telling us. And what have we learned? 1, we can't trust our government. 2, you can't trust the WHO organization. 3, we can't trust the media. Can't trust any of them. They lie all the time. Now, I'm not saying that people aren't dying from the Rona, but have you noticed that the Rona cures people of the flu, pneumonia, and cancer? Because the numbers of those categories have dropped significantly. As a matter of fact, I told you guys this before. When it comes to the flu numbers for 2020, only 2 countries report any numbers whatsoever. The rest have 0. So you're trying to tell me that the Rona cures the flu? Is that what it is? Very, very interesting. Nonetheless, we like to see this, and that is that the oil prices are going up per barrel. Iraq needs this. We don't want them relying 100% on oil, but it does help them in the meantime. But still, we see article after article of people talking about the rate change. Representative Finance, the central bank will take measures regarding the dollar exchange rate. It's very interesting that this is in the news and in your face, because this is something that should not be spoken about. This kind of crap being spoken about here in the United States would violate a ton of laws. So I can't help but feel like a lot of these articles are purposely misleading. I could be wrong. There's a lot of speculation out there, but think about what we're talking about. Again, let me just say this. Let's just say hypothetically, they leak a document that shows us that, hey, for every 1 dinar, you're going to get $3 back in the United States. Well, everybody would rush and they would buy all the dinars they can. See what I'm saying? There's a reason why this kind of information is hush-hush, no matter what direction it's going in. So for them to say, oh, secretly, somebody leaked a budget draft. No. I'm not falling for this, okay? I'm just not falling for it whatsoever. Again, that doesn't mean that the rate isn't going to be $1 for 1,450. I just find it very, very suspicious that they are magically, leaking the draft budget, okay? This is why I tell you guys, let's not get overly excited with good news. Let's not get overly upset with bad news. Let's just see what happens. Even if it is, no matter what, we'll see. It says a leaked budget for 2021 led to confusion in the exchange rate of the dinar after the leaked budget set an exchange rate of 1,450 dinars to $1, which caused a rapid rise in the price of the dollar, which jumped up to more than 1,350, up from the margin 1,280. Yeah. Yeah, that seems planned a little bit. Okay. So anyways, we're going to see what's going to happen here. They can talk all they want. We don't care about what they say. We only care about what they do. So we're going to keep an eye on what goes on when the budget goes in front of the parliament, although we need Erbil and Baghdad to get their crap together. Again, they're talking about it here. It says the draw law included setting the exchange rate of the dollar based on 1,450 equivalents of 145,000 per $100. Restricting all actually generated revenues as final revenues into the account. Well, if that's the case, you haven't taken into consideration that oil might be higher than $42 a barrel. If that's the case, then what does that do to the dinar? Yeah, it increases its value. Plus, what's not taken into consideration here is, look, this might be what's happening internally there in Iraq. Okay, but there is one thing that's not taken into consideration. The Iraqi dollar versus the dollar, or the Iraqi dinar versus the US dollar. That doesn't take in consideration what happens if the dollar crashes. Because if the value of the dollar drops, well, then what happens to the dinar? Well, the value of the dinar rises. Okay, so although this is taking everything in consideration, what's happening in Iraq, what's not taken into consideration is the collapse of the US dollar. And that is really likely to happen. So just hang tight, peeps. I think we're going to be more than fine. I get it. All these articles are coming out. People are starting to lose faith a little bit. Don't lose faith. We'll be just fine. I don't care even if the rate does come out $1,450. Hang tight. Don't get upset. Hold on to your dinars. Because when the time is right, oh yeah, it's going to start moving up. And it's going to move up quickly. Okay, so anyways, let me know what you guys think. Hit the thumbs up button. If you're not a subscriber, please do so, because when you do, it helps out the channel, and I surely do appreciate it. And I'll catch you later.